What's your favorite rivalry?
Robbery?
I'm gonna show you something.
Just change.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a special edition of the Power Hour. And I'm pleased to be joined by none other than Robert Cooper of the Florida State Seminoles. What's going on, my man? Robert, how you doing, bro?
Hey, how you doing? Everything's going good. Everything's going good so far.
Appreciate you joining me, my man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, just kind of go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody out there, man.
Just like you said, my name is Robert Cooper. I'm from Little Bern, Georgia. I always born and raised in Little Bern, Georgia. Played my ball at South Gwinnett High School. Committed to Florida State 2016, which was my 10th grade year, and I just got done with my 5-year career at Florida State as a defensive tackle.
So, kind of talk about your journey to Florida State, man. I mean, I know you said you're from Georgia, which I mean, I know it's kind of a southern connection there, but kind of talk about how did you end up at Florida State, man?
Well, I knew, when it was going to come to the decision time, I wanted to stay close to home, definitely stay in the South. But, my journey to Florida State, it was, kind of funny. I was just at a camp, I wasn't participating in it. And, I seen Coach Brian Williams. He was one of Florida State GA at the time. And, I just started to talk with him and stuff. And, I guess I got his interest. And he brought my name to Coach Odell. And next thing you know, I'm getting invited to a camp. Florida State was one of the first big schools that I've seen or, heard of. And, I took that camp invite. Me and my dad, everybody went down with me, came down. And, Coach Odell really, I guess, he liked what he saw. And just been going with that. And me and Coach Odell's connection and, Coach Graham, we had a connection going from about 8th grade to 10th grade when they gave me the offer. And when I went back down after they offered me, I went to camp, didn't even do the camp, but I ended up just committing there. It felt like home to me, and I felt like there was no other place, like it. And like I said, I committed early, so I still had chances to go other places. And I'm gonna say I took some unofficials, of course, but like I told Coach Odell and them, at the end of the day, it was where I felt comfortable at, and where I felt I could grow as a person and a football player. So that's what it came down to.
So with you committing early, I mean, that means you had a lot of offers probably throughout your process. How many P5 offers did you have?
I don't know the exact number, but it was definitely, I had 40 plus.
Dang.
That wasn't something that, I was always a big kid, and I was always, when I was in 370, 360, 380, I mean, you can name it, but I just had to, get some, some good words about me. I had to go to camps and, show people that I can move good. On paper it might, look nasty, but, when you see me in person, you can, I'm definitely not, the average defensive tackle. My feet, I feel like I was very quick for my size, and, be able to do different things that, people my size can't do. And, just being able to put that out there, coaches recognizing it and just getting those offers. But at the end of the day, I ended up at Florida State, man.
Tyler got more serious questions than me, but so what did you think when you first saw Mike Norvell picture with the cornrows?
I just laughed, really, just because the Coach Norvell that I seen, it looked like two different people. That's why I laughed so much, because when I look back at that picture, it was like, I can't even believe that was him. So you probably a whole different person back then, but yeah, I just laughed. I couldn't really say much.
What I really rock with Florida. Look, he laughing.
Yeah,
you can ask him coaching about me tomorrow. Man, so all right, so you was out there with my boy Big Marv, man, Marvin Williams.
Yeah,
that's your boy.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's why I say I always give Marv credit, because when I first came into college, and of course I had a brother that went through college, and he's telling me things, but when I actually got here and got in that fire, Marv helped me, just make the path more smoother for me. And I say that I had a great freshman year, just off of learning from them and being able to apply what I learned from them and Coach Odell and everybody when I was able to get on the field.
So, like, why you didn't get negative in jump ship too when a lot of other people did?
To me, of course I spoke with my dad about this because, I'm a young dude, I'm getting these offers, and, I'm having, I wouldn't say I had the big head, but, I was trying to see what everybody was working with, but, it came to a point my dad was like, you gave a man your word, you just can't go back on your word, and, that's really just sold it for me. It wasn't really, too much. I just, I gave him my word. I wasn't gonna go back on it. That's just what it was.
So, all right, homie, you done seen college football from two different aspects. I'm not saying you had to eat noodles because you go to Free Shoes you graduated there. You can say that now. I'm not saying you had to eat noodles, but you probably ate crab legs from Publix or something like that. But so now, but no. But Rob, now we're in an era of NIL, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Florida State NIL money good. It's good. I know it's good. I didn't heard about the collectors. I heard it's good.
Yeah,
So, what's the difference in Robert Cooper 2023 per Robert Cooper 5 years ago, 2018, who was just, I want a car maybe, but now it's like, I need that cheese, and I need that cheese on the first.
I really don't think. Well, long story short, I don't think my decision would have changed. It's just the way I was seeing how other people were, just changing their priorities. Like at the end of the day, I feel like, me, I love ball so much. I ain't gonna let NIL affect my decision. I tell these guys the same thing. If you do want that bread, if you do want that cheese, you got to do what you got to do. Because I got people. I know people upset at any school. Why I ain't getting this much or this much? If you make plays, you gonna get the bread.
So are you still bumping that Boston Richie?
Of course. He was in the locker room with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what, like NIL changing the game.
Bumping Lil Tyler right now, what you listening to?
I'm a no cap guy. When I listen to music, I listen to the lyrics. But some songs, got good beats, I'm a ride to it. But when it comes to music I listen to no cap. Rick Ross be spitting that real. That's really who I go with.
So you bump the cap, so you listen to NBA Youngboy, right?
Yeah, he got some songs where he's speaking something, but all that other stuff, that's some pregame type stuff.
You going to the combine?
No, I'm getting a rehab on my shoulder. I just got out of shoulder surgery.
So are you coming back next season or you in the draft?
I'm entering the draft.
Ooh, you finna make some money. That's what's up. Congratulations, brother. So I got a question. I'm gonna give you some rapid fire.
Okay.
What you wearing rookie season? Adidas, Nike, Puma, New Balance. What you rocking?
I'm going Nike all day.
Absolutely.
You see the chest, man. Quit playing.
Okay, I do see it. So do you wear spats? Do you wear a visor? What you got?
Nah, how I get ready for a game, I just take my wrist. I just found out this year that you could wear I just found out about the wrist weights. So not the wrist, this little wrist strap. I'll be wearing those, and that's all I need. And I said I don't wear nothing. I don't even wear mouthpiece.
Man, who your trainer, man? Shout your trainer out.
Oh yeah, my trainer Josh Chapman, man. Always keep me right. I'm barely hurt. I'm getting, well, other than now, but just always keep me in tip-top shape.
What's your favorite rivalry? I'm gonna show you something.
Oh man. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing.
I'm way in Arkansas with it.
I hate them both. I can't lie to you. People ask me, I hate Miami and Florida. I hate them both. I hate them.
Do you want to be drafted by a contender where you can sit and play, or drafted by a team that doesn't win as much as you can play right away and prove your worth? Did I stun you right there, Kinfolk?
No, because what's crazy, both situations don't. I'm a guy who's willing to learn, so I feel like going to a contender where I have a chance to learn, not get on the field that much. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that, but at the same time, you would like to get on the field, and things like that. So I'll probably have to go with. I'll probably just go with a contender, really.
3 questions, then we done with it, bro. Kind of talk about some of your goals that you want to achieve, man. Outside of playing football, what's some of your goals that you want to achieve, man?
Me, the main thing, and I tell people this all the time. My time in college, of course, it's supposed to be like this, but my mind was always on football. It was always me looking at myself. How can I get better? What things I can do better with, or just always trying to find ways to improve on the field and things like that. But I tell people I never really got a chance to get outside and actually get in those on campus activities, things like that. But my main goal is just meeting people, just meeting new people, and really getting myself out there and letting people know who Robert Cooper is. I feel like I'm a valuable guy, and I'm always willing to learn. I mean, it could be anything, but I'm a guy who's willing to learn. And I know one man don't know it all, but it never hurts to have a lot of the most knowledge as you can. So that's the main thing, just being able to go out there and meet new people. Like I said, after college, when I got to the Hula Bowl and things like that, I'm meeting people from other colleges, NFL staff, scouts. Just being in that position where I can meet new people. And, people actually see who I am, and you're getting all these compliments back to you. How how to talk, and it's a good vibe around you and things like that. So that's really what it is.
How would you say your journey as a player at Florida State was, man?
I'll say I had a solid career, and just to start off, I probably start off when Jimbo left. It was coming on to signing day. Jimbo decided to, take the job at A&M, and I see like half of our class decommit, and I'm looking, like I told, Earl, it's just, all about me keeping my word. So I stuck with my word. Ended up, coming down to Florida State 2018 freshman year. Came in at 401 pounds, and, that was something that was probably, one of the biggest, adversity that I faced. Being in college, knowing that I couldn't really play at that weight, that's something that Coach Odell and Coach Taggart already, spoke to me about just losing the weight. And so my freshman year, I spent most of my time on the field goal team, and I was getting some decent amount of plays at defensive tackle still, about around 380. And so going into sophomore year, I took a big weight drop. I was around 340. By the time sophomore year came, and I was starting nose. That's when we moved to the 3 front, and I was the 0 tech. I think that was a good year for me. Junior year, COVID. How that COVID year went, and like I said, I still say that was a solid season for me. Even though we played about 7 games, I ended up breaking my hand, but I was only out for 1 or 2 games. So, but other than that, I do believe it was a solid season for me. And in my senior year, I definitely felt that one of my top years at Florida, one of my top seasons at Florida State, and decided to stay 1 more year, which was this past season. I felt like, there was some things left on the table that I, didn't show yet. Unfortunately, ended up messing up my shoulder a little bit. But like I said, overall, I do feel like I had a solid career here at Florida State. And, just definitely want to be known as a guy who, did his role the best he could, the best as he could every day. I embraced my role and embraced what was being asked of me, and try to do it to my best ability. And every day I was trying to get better.
I guess in closing, my final question would be, what has been your motivation, man, along the journey? What would you say has been the fuel to the fire for you along this journey, man? And now heading to the NFL, what has been your biggest motivation?
Yeah, really, everybody's gonna say it, but me personally, my motivation was just, my family. Just it wasn't, I was brought up in a football family. Everybody, my family evolved around football. So, just even one of them tough times where either something might not be going my way, or the hard times with football, and you just think about how much your family invested in you, especially when it wasn't at its best. Just all the time that was invested, the money that was invested in you, and all that is just something that wants to push you because you want to succeed for them. It's when you look at it, it's more than just you. That's when you start reaching things you couldn't think you couldn't do. So I just say throughout my whole journey, my family has been my motivation. Just how much they invested in me and believed in me since day one, even sometimes when I didn't believe myself. They were there for me and just kept pushing me through it all. And I know that they're gonna continue to do that, and I'm gonna continue to get better for them. So.
Hey, I seen you racing Coach Norvell, man. He faster than you, or you can line up today and give him some smoke.
I'll tell you this, me and Coach Norvell race every day, and I feel like when he fresh and I'm fresh, I'm winning the race. Because you gotta realize he's not doing the things that we was doing.
Right, true. Fair enough.
So we doing this right after team stretch. So the times where I'm feeling good and I get that good start on, something hurting. So I was like, okay, so you can't get to that top gear like I think you can. So I know when we both fresh, I'm gonna get him. And then we going 100 yards. I mean, he might think he got me.
Yeah, I said they running the whole endo.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't no 30, 40-yard race. You gotta run the whole 100.
That's a full sprint right there, man.
So, man, I told you before the show, man, I was going to put you on the hot seat, man. So we're going to start a new game with you on the Power Hour called Beat the Clock. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds on the clock, man, to answer this question, man. 30 seconds is all you got. Who were you guys' first 5 opponents of this season, this past football season, and what was the score? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it, man. Who were you guys' first 5 opponents of this football season, and what was the scores? 30 seconds starts now.
You got Duquesne, LSU. LSU was 24-23. Remember that. Louisville. Clemson. No, not Clemson.
You down to 15.
Clemson and Miami, didn't it?
3 seconds. I'm gonna tell you after, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, time up. You ready?
NC State, Wake Forest, and Clemson.
So 2022, correct? Here we go. Y'all's first opponent of this season, the 2022 was
Duquesne.
Okay,
yeah, Duquesne. Yeah, I didn't know until after the game.
Okay, it was Duquesne. I'm like, what? That don't even, but hey, it is a Q in there. Makes sense. Then you guys did play LSU the next week, 24-23. You was correct about that one.
Wake Forest.
You guys played Louisville.
Yeah, that's why I said Louisville. Yeah,
Louisville. Then it was Boston College.
Oh, yeah.
Then Wake Forest.
Okay.
So you were close, man. But close to go. That's funny, man. Hey, that's hard, man. That's why I'm going to go back.
Anyway, salute to you, man. Appreciate you joining me, man, here on the Power Hour, bro. Shout out to you. Good luck to you, man, in the draft process, man. Hope you get drafted in the first 2 days, man. We're going to be watching the draft tune in, man.
Yes,
so good luck to you, bro. We'll be watching, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro. Much love to you, bro.
Yes, sir.